So this break from Meta, Liberia here this morning.
Oh, I know you are thinking about some of the they say you are hearing in our community about this railway or train track. NSO?
Yes, so during the war, our train track broke down, pata pata. But our friend company Metal Liberia came in with a big change by facing that 243-kilometer train track from Yeke Pass straight to Bikano Krebaso County. Today, that train track is the only train track working in Liberia since the war.
Well, let me tell you more about that railway or train track.
Okay, oh.
Look, from the time Metal started fixing the sport train track in the year 2006 to now, Metal has spent over US 800 million American money to make that train track strong and good.
What?
Yes, so Metal Liberia also changed all of the wood that was under that train track that used to make the train to make accident by putting new iron sleepers for better control system. I am not God, but I believe that big train carrying heavy load every day will not easily make accident again because of the way it was fixed. Polo.
Thank you for making things clear to me.
Okay, but hear this one. Metal is working hand in hand with the government new rail authority, and Metal management have agreed for other companies that are not even in Liberia to use that train track, and Metal will still keep it safe and strong for easy operation for all parties, so Liberians and the country can benefit.
Thank you for making things clear to us. Tells me that Metal is now holding to any train track business like how some people who want to see our community beyond are saying. In fact, the company is building 2 new hospitals in Nima and Grand Paso counties and have created over 5,000 direct and indirect jobs for our children, with 2,000 additional jobs to come when the mineral development agreement pass through.
Metal Liberia is strengthening Liberia, safeguarding our future, so let us help to protect it.
A message from Metal Liberia.
Meta Liberia, our partners in progress here at Maggie's FM. So folks, we leave it just as it is and get to our table here this morning to bring you our first development, but keep your words and text messages coming through 088-157-1100, 088-157-1100. Better still 775-9460-21, 0775-9460-21. Ahead of the presentation, we have our news update that is coming by 7 o'clock, and by 7:15 we have the executive director of Independent Youth of Nema County, Ambassador Abraham Tue, who is currently at the station compound. So folks, those of you that are following us through our Facebook page, Maggie's Foundation, keep sharing the link of the show. There's the gentleman agreement. Share the link of the show. Invite the next man to join the conversation here this morning. This morning from our decks here, Metal Liberia has officially launched the Firestone Division Committee Development Road Project in Town Committee, Kakata, Maikibi County. The 28-kilometer stretch, which runs from Kakata Town to Firestone Staff Club, has not seen any major rehabilitations for 5 years. Its recommendation make a major milestone for residents who learned endure poor road conditions. The initiatives come in response of a formal request from the committee made through Maikibi County Representative Helen Ware in a show of strong stakeholder collaborations. AML and community representatives held a kick-off meeting on site this Tuesday along project objectives and finalizing the implementations planned. A Liberian-owned company, Fabric Group of company, has been selected to execute the project. Mobilization is set to begin this week, with actual construction expected to commence by next Tuesday. Speaking at the launch, Marcus Wule, head of sustainability and extra relation at Metal Liberia, underscores the company's commitment to community development beyond its concessions zone. So Here is Marcus Wille with the press. That was the voice of Marcus Wille speaking to the press during the commencement. Salameta Liberia, General Manager of Mines, Jala Slaming, also addressed the gallery, describing the project as a meaningful investment in the community relation. Here is Jala Slaming here. That was the voice of the manager of mines, Jala Slami, also addressing uh, the meaningful investment. Fred Kennedy, CEO of Fabrant Group of Companies and a native of Maggie, expressed his appreciations for Asalameta Liberia confidence in him. Here is Fred Kennedy this morning. This is your own team and this is your son. That was the voice of Fred Kennedy, the CEO of the company that is undertaking the road project there in Maggie County. So, folks, those of you that just joining the live, keep sharing the live broadcast on our Facebook page. I share the link of the show ahead of the presentation. We have our news update coming by 7 o'clock, and by 7:15 we take in our guest, Ambassador Abraham Twe, a native of Nema County here, and also a CEO of one of the civil society group, the executive director. So we will be here discussing more on civil issues. Those of you that are following, send your comment through our Facebook page. Our numbers are also indicated. So 2 minutes up to 7 o'clock. By 7, we take our news update. So this morning, let me say good morning to Mr. Gonkati Degba. Mr. Degba closed the following the broadcast from his Peace Avenue community. Good morning to you. Good morning to the MXNC Paying, also following the broadcast from the Kasawa Estate community. Terry Mono, Tay Mono, all of you guys, good morning to you. Good morning to the Muslims community. Good morning to a very good friend and brother, Musa and Japate. You are very kind, a very young guy, potential young guy. Good morning to all of you. So, folks, shortly we will take our news update. Before then, let me say good morning to the CEO of this county, Mr. Francis Legge. There have been a huge development within the educational sector, and this young man is doing all he can importing Nema County on the map educationally. There have been series of informations via the internet, particularly the King's Chapel Institute here in Gumpa, who refuses to send their children for the national exam, and I'm told the principal of that institutions were being placed behind bar for such. But we hope to get to the CEO tomorrow to tell us more about the incident. So, folks, let's take our news update here this morning.
When we regained our independence, or even before, we were told that our names were not good. So that when you are Christianized and you are Pipim and you went for baptism and you renounced the devil with all his works, they also said you have to be John. Because in their scheme of things, it appears that the heavens only recognize John, not Pipim. We were told that all the education
welcome back and thanks for rejoining us. We are sorry for the break. It was due to power failure here from our source of electricity, the jungled energy power. Our news update this morning on Maggie Morning Drive. The principal of King's Institute Mission School in Ganta, Mr. Thompson Yomi Jr., has been arrested and jailed at the Ganta police station following allegations of misappropriating WASI registration fees. His arrest was ordered by Nima County Education Officer Mr. Francis Legge on Saturday, May 17, 2025. According to complaints from students, Mr. Yamin collected 7,000 from each 12th grade students for the 2025 West African Senior School Certificate Examination WASI, despite the Liberian government covering WASI fees for all 12th grade nationwide. Students further alleged that despite the payment, they were not registered for the exams which officially began on May 15, 2025. In addition to the registration scandal, students and parents raised concern over the school's poor academic preparation. Complaints included frequent teachers' absenteeism and absence of mock exams, and an extensive Hajj graduation fees of US 160, well above the Ministry of Education's US 100 cap for private schools. Students expressed frustration, noting that even if they had been registered, many who had faced challenges passing due to the lack of proper instruction. Mr. Yomi reportedly blamed the situation on the lack of funds to pay teachers' salaries. He said he has been accused of leveraging connections with education officers to avoid accountability. Efforts to contact him for comment were unsuccessful. He has reportedly fled the school campus. The county education officer confirmed that Mr. Yomi will remain in detention until all illegal collected fees are refunded. He also revealed that King's Institute Mission School lacks legal accreditation to represent and operate as a full-fledged high school in Liberia. In a broader move, the Ministry of Education has taken action against 3 other schools in Neighbor County for alleged violation of its policies. The institutions fined include the Excellent Faith Academy High School in Ganta, the Khan High School in Compley, and the King's Institute in Ganta. Each school had to pay a fine of LD 150,000 in the government account. King's Institute is situated in the Valley community on the stroke of Ganta. It is owned by Reverend Thompson Q. Yomi, who also serves as the acting chairman of the Ganta Christian community. The government of Liberia has announced plans to construct more than 100 new schools nationwide beginning this year, reaffirming its commitment to education as cornerstone of nationwide development. The announcement was made by Education Minister Dr. Jasu Mali Jalaf during the ongoing deep draft sections organized by the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, the MFPD, aimed at boosting efficiency and delivery across ministries, agencies, and commissions. Dr. Jala revealed that the World Bank's US 90 million Excellence in Liberia project will support not only the construction of new schools but also the expansion of Liberia's digital learning infrastructure, describing the initiative as a transformative step toward closing long-standing gaps in education infrastructure. Minister Jala emphasized the government's dual focus on access and equality. In her update to the NFPD team, Minister Jala shared key progress in the education sector. Over 2,000 volunteer teachers have been formally added to the government payroll, part of a broader effort to address local challenges in the sector. Additionally, 156 public schools have been equipped with computer labs through the RS project, and 28 science labs are nearing completion, with 50 more planned under the government's public school investment program. Finance and Development Planning Minister Augustine Kpen Gamfan commended the Ministry of Education efforts, particularly Dr. Jala's role in formalizing the Excel project government with the World Bank. The ongoing reforms aims to reduce poverty, promote equality, and empower future generations and inclusive equality and education. Rita Sar Williams, a suspect recently arrested with 1.9 kilometers of cocaine valued at US 100,000, has officially admitted to committing the crimes at a criminal code C. Her sudden confession during the proceedings appeared a made end of bringing the legal battle to a close. Williams confessed of being in possession of the illegal substance while responding to her indictment at the Temple of Justice. She also reaffirmed a guilty plea in accordance with the law when questioned by Judge Joe Bacon, who sought to confirm whether her plea was more vulnerable. Following an open admission, the director of Liberia Justice Enforcement Agency, Anthony Sua, expressed his views in an exclusive interview with the Liberia investigator, the TLS. He voiced dismay over the situation but emphasized that the confession violates and validates the agency, providing it did not fabricate evidence against suspected drug traffickers. It can be recalled that prior to her guilty plea, Williams was arrested by the LDEA officer at the Clay checkpoint where borders neighboring Guinea and Liberia. Her arrest led to an indictment by the grand jury of Montserrat County during the August term of court, ultimately culminating in her recent confession. A woman identified as Doris Cody Mormon has been killed by her ex-boyfriend Lawrence King during a feast in Hiddentown, Bong County, according to report by Metro Media. Sources say Doris had left her husband and 6 children to attend the event. Her lifeless body was later discovered near the site of the celebration. The suspect, Lawrence King, is reportedly on the run in response to the incident. Angry residents have set fire to his property. Police have launched an investigation and are urging the public to provide any information that could lead to the arrest of the suspect. And finally, the Kutu Africa Foundation has graduated its second all-girl cohort from a tuition-free 3-month computer training program. The graduation ceremony took place on Sunday, May 17, 2025, at the Jure Savage Foundation headquarters in Congo Town. 15 girls ranging from grade 7 to 11, representing various high schools, successfully completed the intensive digital literacy course. The initiative aims to empower young women and essential computer skills while promoting equal access to technology education in Liberia. Delivering the keynote address, Debbie Morris Kennedy, principal and preparatress of the School of Prime System, the SPS, urged development partners and philanthropic institutions to channel more financial resources towards educating girls in technical and professional fields. She emphasized the importance of digital literacy, noting that girls lacking computer skills are often excluded from employment opportunities, entrepreneurship, and personal advancement in today's economic. Kutuan Africa Executive Director Emmanuel D. Koto used the occasion to reflect on the Foundation's mission and origins, which stemmed from a sexual abuse scandal at a school in West Point. He said the Foundation's goal is to foster an investment and built on honesty, courage, and independent thinking, ensuring that girls are protected and prepared for a future driven by technology. Representing parents, Anthony Deba, Stephen Williams praised the initiative but urged the foundation to also consider including vulnerable boys, many of whom are exposed to drugs abuse and street life. And that's the news update this morning on the program Morning Drive. It's back to Patrick for the continuation of the program Morning Drive.
And so, folks, many thanks to Zika Vluder who brought us our news update on the program Maggie's Morning Drive. Keep sharing the link of the show, Maggie's Foundation TV. At this moment, we will now join the executive director. Here this morning, as I earlier on told you, Mr. Abraham Tue is our guest, and Abraham will be here up to 8 o'clock as we discuss developmental issues that concerns the growth and development of this country. We will be here for the next few minutes.
When we regained our independence, or even before, we were told that our names were not good. So that when you are Christianized and you are Pipim and you went for baptism and you renounced the devil with all his works, they also said you.
Okay, so folks, welcome back. We now have Mr. Tue, who is pretty seated in our studio. And those of you that are following us, keep sharing the show. Mr. Tue will be with us up to 8 o'clock. So we then cross over as we welcome Mr. Tue. Mr. Tue, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Patrick, and good morning to Maggie FM family. And then I'm so grateful to be in your cruising studio this morning.
Okay, so firstly, how is the NGO moving?
Yeah, we are doing pretty well. All our uncles, and then we are very grateful to the Almighty God who keep us, together, and then giving all the courage, the wisdom for us to proceed positively the way we're proceeding now.
Okay, firstly, we would like to know how did you came up with this dream, and how far have you gone with this particular NGO work?
You know, this drink came about in the year 2023 when Mr. Rutherford Hastings, our national secretary, and I were sitting one afternoon, and then we thought a lot of things, because in our current society we understand that most people rely on government job, and then we understand from that backdrop there are a lot of young folks out there, university graduate, and then other people are still in high school. Most people contemplate on being part of government arena. So based on that fact, we decided to establish this particular non-governmental organizations.
Okay, historically, these NGOs started as a political institutions.
Sure.
What brought this dream transitioning from a political institution now to a civil society organization?
Firstly, at the time, 2023, on April 4th, when we established these organizations, we wanted it to be known. So we decided to start it with as, to start it as a political institution. And then, based on our facts, we were recognized by the current president. By then, he was in oppositions, because we decided to decentralize the entire activity and the structure of the organization across the 9 electoral district of NEMA. So from that backdrop, he got the information, he called us, and then he told us to work with him during the campaign period in 2023, and we did. And he told us, obviously, when he win the elections, he was going to, legalize our institution from political to civil society. And President Barker lived up to the promise. After the inauguration in February last year, on the 20th of February, he called me, and then I carried 50 officials across the country from the organizations. We met him and we discussed numerous issues, and then he told us to submit, to even submit 5 names from the institutions, qualification attached from BSc and above, area of interest where he will be able to do some appointment, because he wanted for the organization to have perpetual assistance, and we did. And then he gave us 2 million LD, we equivalent to 10,000 United States dollar, and then we were able to do all the legal registrations, and then we were able to get office space. And why I'm here today, we are in the civil society world.
Okay, then look at, since you transitioned as a civil society groups in Liberia, particularly based in Nema County, what have you been involved with?
Since we gravitated from the political arena to the civil society arena, we have been involved into so many issues. Firstly, when you look at our missions, we involve into youth empowerment and then youth development. Over the past months, like I said, April, we were able to train about 375 young men and women across Nema, where we certificated them. And then around July of last year, we were able to train 250 vulnerable women and girls in district number 1. We trained them about gender-based violence, and then we trained them about human rights violations. We were able to graduate them. Then last year, October, we were able to train 83 vulnerable girls and women about the negative effects of female genital mutilations. We were able to certificate them, and then we won a contract from USAID, and we trained 150 young men and women across Nema. We were able to certificate them. Currently, we won a contract last year December for the Global Human Rights Fund. They are based in England, and then to train over 500 young men and women vulnerable across Nema County. Our first graduation is pending for June 7 this year.
Okay, so folks, if you're just tuning in, it's a reminder that you tune to Maggie's Morning Drive right here with me, Patrick, and David. We are in conversation with the Executive Director of Independent Youth of Nema, Mr. Ambassador Abraham Tue, one of the natives of this county. Mr. Tue, what have been the reception from your citizens?
been having a cordial reception from our citizens across Nima because the independent youth of Nima not only established in Nima, we are in 6 countries and we are carrying on similar initiative in those countries as well. And then I forget to tell you that last year, May 25th, we actually launched and unveiled this particular organization to the world where we have over 9,000 persons at Grace Education at the Methodist Gym. There was no space. The entire Methodist Gym was jam packed to capacity, and we have people standing out. And the current Senator Samuel Gongmenkoga, served as the guest speaker, and then we have District Number 4 representative on our announcement who served as the chief launcher. It was very unique. So we have quite a relationship with our people across Nima, and then the idea being embraced because for the youth empowerment, not just the technical skill training, we also involving the agricultural activity where we have 72 farming groups across the 9 electoral districts of Nima County.
Okay. So, being a civil society organization, what have you seen, particularly in the open circle for our people in the country, with the engagement? What have been their quest, their needs? Oh, we want to do this, we want this, but the fundings are not available. What are these key setups or areas do you think?
I think Labrador is an open society, and then we understand that most of our young folks out there, they only looking for opportunity to utilize those opportunities. So our being in the civil society world, I realize series of issues. There are too many young people out there who wanting to be useful in the society, but how can they start? What is the way forward? I think training people with technical skill training and other developmental issues is key, but then the sustainability plan. Because once you train the persons, you need to give them little token or package where they will be able to stand on those packages that you provide them for them to go and have some sustainability path. Because if you train a man how to do catering and then the man just graduate here and then you just let him to go, he will still go and live that like a dassical, ain't no life that he was living. But once you get a man flower bed, you give him alcohol and other necessity attached to the pastry, obviously, they will still go and then perpetually implement what they are learned over the months or over the years.
Okay, so let's look at the source of your fundings as a civil society group. One may say, "Oh, I don't want to venture into this because we struggle a lot. We reach out to people for assistance, particularly people who we think can help the organization, and within that, the community gonna be liberated." Where are you getting your sources of funding from to support these projects that you are implementing?
For us, we have multiple sources where we can accumulate our fundings. We have 11 board members, which we have the board chairman Honorable P. Lege Kebe, who here from District Number 2, and he works as one of the directors of Central Bank of Liberia. Most often he informed the organizations, and we have Honorable NMCA, District Number 4 representative, who is one of the members on the board. We have Honorable Yadi Twaye, we have Honorable Nike Gay, and then there are a lot of people on the board that can most often subsidize the organization. And then we also get some of our sources from other international NGO through proposal writing, and then we also get some of our sources from the current president, President Joseph Iman Parker. And from our sources, our resources we're getting from President Parker is not for any political reasons. According to him, he said he don't want to divert an open society where everyone will have the ability to do something in an enabling environment for them to be a very useful person in the society. So we have multiple sources where we have funding. Currently, we have one of our board members who think if you've been following our page or if you follow me on Facebook, currently 2 weeks ago on Oko William, he was able to donate over 85,000 US worth of agricultural material ranging from Colexes, Rainbow, Rinko, Far, and etc. Where we were able to call some of the two communities in District Number 5, Buto to be specific, where we distributed those material on those community dwellers. And then we invited 11 persons from each of those communities, accumulating to 720 persons, where we were able to pay each person with 6,000 LD, respectively.
Okay, so those of you that are following through our Facebook page, share the link of the show. I comment if you have any question to for Mr. Tour, you can also send a comment through the comment session uh, through Maggie's Foundation TV. Those of you that are following via the radio, keep your wires, words, and text messages coming through 0881571100, 0881571100, better to 775946021, 0775946021. Here this morning you're gonna be following the conversation here on Maggie's morning drive. So, like you mentioned, the fellow who donated some agricultural materials, how willingly is the organization in implementing these things? Because our Liberian people always says, we cry out for help, and when we are being given assistance, there's no proper maintenance. Where I think you were given 10 pieces of motorbike
Sure.
for smooth movement of this organization.
Sure.
Can you assure the public the trust in which this fellow have placed in you guys?
I think the independent UN NEMA, we are well organized. We are well organized institutions, and then we know what we want and we go for what we want. I think the church there is the, I think since 2023 we've been in existence, and we have a lot of volunteers within our office. And then I think those 10 motorbikes that were given by Honorable Williams, they will be used for a internal purpose. And right now we have our supervisor on the field, where we have distributed those motorcycles on them to go and properly, supervise to every other place where we have our projects. And again, not just 10 motorbikes, Honorable Williams just bought 2 power saw, and then we bought over 5,000 US worth of catering material again for the independent UN NEMA. And then we have over 5,000 bags of rice that is on the way coming for the independent UN NEMA to be able to give it out to the vulnerable women and girls. And then those physically challenged individuals that form part of our society, specifically in the mercantile.
Okay. Firstly, we would like to extend our condolences to the family of Mr. So. Mr. So passed off during the weekend. He went at the phone repairing shop on Gompa Main Street to repair his phone and fell out. In the process, he was rushed to the hospital, the Ganta Methodist Hospital, and he was being pronounced dead. Let me say good morning to you, to your fellow soul, and the rest of the children. I'd like to say take heart. The NEMA Disabled Community. Mr. So served as the spokesperson of the NEMA Disabled Community. So that driving into the issue of the disabled community, though it is not the responsibility, but do you have any disability persons working with you, or have you been rendering assistance for people living with disability?
Within the independent UN NEMA, we observe every other clause within the human rights declarations, and then we have over 30 persons within the independent UN NEMA that live with disability, and then we have their chairperson, Madam Abigail Gonkano, and even during the launching of these organizations, the disability community, they form part of the process, And then at which time we were able to even get us on Tokyo after the launching. And we have quite a relationship with them every time we visit them on during our meeting hour. On Tuesday around the small market area. I think we have quite a relationship with them because somehow last month I am an Abigail Gomano, we attended the IFA project at Mama Point Hotel in Monrovia. I think we have a very quite a relationship and we have some plan to reach out to the late so and then because understand that he was the spokespersons for the NEMA Disability Associations. We have some plan to do that to reach out to them.
Okay, so Mr. Toy, let them go with the personal issues of this organization. Right now, you are like renting an office space. Is there any plan on the way for this NGO maybe to have their own place, build their own structure, and maybe move on?
We have plenty in Puebla and then let me express my gratitude to the current senator, Senator Samuel Gomes Koga. At which time when he attended our launching program May 25th, 2024, he secured 3 acres of land for us in Body from along the Negbe Highway, and then in subsequent time we are about to survey the area, and then we want to build a recreation center. We want to build our national office there before the end of the year. It's in our plan.
Before the end of this year. So we will open our lines to you shortly by 7:45. We are still in discussion. Those of you that are asking for numbers, we will post our number. I, Mr. Tour, within Nema County, we have whole lot of civil society organization with different plans and different operations. With this pertaining to the vocational school that you talk about or vocational training where you have a graduation program that is pending, I how often and what is the ratios of turnover for people who are within the community, people that have been or saying for a lot of citizens that there's no job in the country. We need vocational institutions. And there are a lot of vocational institutions, by the time people complain about turnout. So what is your turnout as well?
And we give all praises to the supreme power because for us, we have a lot of members even before gravitating to the civil society world. So our vocational institution we have huge turnout because it's absolutely free of charge. It's absolutely free of charge, and currently we have over 65 young women and girls, vulnerables, who are attending the pastry department and the soap productions department. So we had a very huge turnout. Like I said, we firstly last year we put up over 3 graduation. The first one had 350 persons, second 250, third we had 83, and now we have 65. So we had huge turnout. And again, let me say this to the public because our office are open, and then you can rush down to come and do a registration. The registration is absolutely free of charge. You only come, we get your particular, we give you the form free of charge, go and fill it in, and then obviously you come to attend.
So, is there any age range set up for this the vocational training? You say we have children on age. Maybe there are children who are 9, who are 10, but they want to venture into soap making or they want to do pastry, hairdressing. Do you accept them as well?
We cannot discriminate any individual. I think the current class, the smallest person there, she is 7 years, and then during the course of the pending graduation, we intend to certificate her as the youngest graduate within our institution history.
Okay, so folks, we have 20 minutes up to 8 o'clock here this morning. We are in conversation with Ambassador Abraham Tue, Executive Director of Independent Youth of Nema County. So, Mr. Tue, with the rest that are coming to this NGO, as you said, I think how many bags of red is coming?
We have over 5,000 bags arrived along the way. We will be over 5,000 bags arrived with over 250 bags of flour. So we will be targeting specific people. We'll be targeting vulnerable people. We'll be targeting people who are involved into Kobo. We'll be targeting people who are involved into making bread. And I think I told you about the sustainability plan. Yeah. So
That-
we get specific target.
Exactly. That was just my question. But in so doing, will there be any vetting committee to know very well that maybe if you are targeting Kobo sellers, vulnerable people, like I'm selling Kobo, but maybe it have been 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years. I'm not into the business, and because I heard that the independent youth of Nema gonna be distributing back to vulnerable people, and I just want maybe call 1 or 2 cup, put my laptop to my old selling area and just wait so that the executive director Abraham Toy and his team can come and give my own a bag of red, because these days things are not really smooth for every one of us, and people design strategies to get something for themselves. So we want to know if there will be a vetting committee to know very well that you are doing this particular thing.
Yeah, we have a set criteria, and then we have our team carrying on supervision across the county. I think number one criteria there is it should be someone who is currently into the Kobo business, and then once you say you into Kobo business, it's not something that will be hidden, because there will be team that will come into that particular community and ask 1 or 2 persons. I think if even you go and then you hear about this opportunity where you went and then you went and hang your laptop before a specific point, you say, oh, this is my Kobo shop. Once the background investigation is done, and then you are not qualified, obviously you will not be qualified to receive.
So is the organization open to workers, particularly a youth, and I want to engage myself with the society, particularly through getting to some of these NGOs around, and I want to come to the independent youth of Nema. It doesn't any criteria. People set up a standard. You have to be a high school graduate, or you have to be a degree holder or undergraduate for any university or colleges around.
I think we would like to fair share our activities, and then to form part of their organizations, we have no criteria set, because we have voluntary job for every other persons. Whether you are formally educated, whether you are informally educated, whether you are a high school dropout, whether you are in high school, whether you are a university dropout, or you are a university graduate, we have voluntary job for every other individual within the independent youth of Nema.
So, folks, we have 16 minutes up to 8 o'clock. We will open our lines while we continue our discussion. Those of you that are following, you can call us now on 088-157-1100, 088-157-1100, better still 0775 946021, 0775 946021, and be live on the program Maggie's Morning Drive. All of your questions you have for Mr. Tue, call us. Let's hear you this morning. Try to take in this person. Okay, so we lost that color. So shortly we have 15 minutes here on the program. Call us, make a point, whatsoever suggestion you have, and place it before Mr. Tour here this morning on 0775946021, 0775 946021. Better still, 88157 11000 88157 So, Mr. Toy, can you name this county that the Independent Youth of Nima is operating in the recession for the citizens, and what are they involved with in these various counties?
Our the independent Nima is in Grangita County, we are in Grand Bassa County, we are in Mosurado, and Maggie and Nima. So for those other counties, for Grangita, we are involved into skill training there, and then we are involved into agriculture. For Grand Bassa, we are quite involved into youth development and the skill training there. For Mosurado, we're involved into skill training. For Maggie, we're involved into agriculture. And for Nima, we're involved into skill training, development, and then agriculture as well.
I Liberia, particularly right now, on the ratio, when it comes to agriculture, Nima County is now the top lead holder. Uh, Back then, we used to have Lofa County, Bon County, and Nima County. Right now, with Nima County taking the full stand, how do you feel when it comes to the issue of production in our county?
You just gotta be innovative. You need to change the dynamics. I think by then, Lova were ahead of Nima, and then Nima see is necessary to change the dynamics, and then we had the proliferations of farmers, of commercial farms in Nima County. I think based on that, it's for that backdraft that Nima is currently, supersedes the agriculture arena currently in Liberia. I think there are a lot of farming activity ongoing in Nima, maize crops, and even for us, we have some subsidy from the Ministry of Agriculture, and then sometime last week we received a motorcycle from Ministry of Agriculture to Bori Badi.
Okay, so Mr. Tour, we will soon let you go. On the show, we have 30 minutes up to 8 o'clock. Let's read this message from Eric Flomo from Town. That I think that is number 8. Eric is asking if you talk about maybe agriculture in the county, in Nima County, what is the developmental agenda for these various districts, or if you have a coordinator for these various districts?
Oh, okay. We have coordinators in the nine electoral district. For District 1, we have Taras Yanu as the coordinator for District 1. For District 2, we have Julie Ward. District 3, we have Ruby Corte. For District 4, we have Uriel Lane. District 5, we have Wesley Mambo. District 6, we have Moses Mar. District 7, we have Mesco Bonapa. District 8, we have Jim Flomo for Queen. District 9, we have Madeline Dern. So we have coordinators in the 9 electoral districts. And there is no district in Nima that we don't have a project. For District 8, we don't have one project. District 8 in Laobui, we have our agriculture farm there, and then we have our lowland farm. And currently, it is being bred, and we are about to send some agricultural material to those people, and then for those people who will be working on those farms, will be able to pay them every Saturday. You work from Monday to Friday, and then every Saturday you'll be able to receive some token.
Okay, so Mr. Toy, before letting you go, if there's any issue that we didn't touch and you want to talk about?
Yeah, I think it is always important to have some skill knowledge attached to your formal education. It is always important to take the skill training very serious. And then we have some plan for the macro loan for the market women, and then we have plan for the macro loan for those people who venture into local businesses. But the first thing, before accumulating this macro loan, you need to be well and organized. You need to have some skill training because according to our donors, once you don't have the skill training and then when you receive the macro loan, obviously you're going to lackadash with the money. You will go and use it and will not be used for any internal purpose. So once you have this skill training attached within that particular, that specific area where you were trained, you will be able to have some macro loan from our end where you will be able to go and then utilize it for any internal purpose.
Okay, so finally, what do you want to say to people who are following through our Facebook and people who are listening through the radio before letting you go?
Finally, from my end, I think the independent U.S. Nema County, we are located Better Hill Community, formerly known as Welfare Better, opposite the Donde gas station. Our office is open from Monday 8:30 to 4 o'clock from Monday to Friday. We are still expecting, students. Our arms are open, registration free of charge. The entire school is for 3 months. It's absolutely free of charge because it's sponsored by the Global Human Rights Fund. So we're expecting every other individual, whether old, whether young, once you want to learn, obviously you can come and then pick up your phone free of charge with the phone power of the process.
So, Mr. Toy, it's a pleasure having you here this morning on the program, Maggie's Morning Drive.
Thank you ever so much, Mr. Patrick M. David. Thank you for the invite. And our arms are open. And then we'll even invite you for several trips within those districts for you to go and then verify peruse. And then our upcoming graduation will also invite the family of Maggie Evan. Thank you ever so much.
Thank you.
You have to be John. Because in their scheme of things, it appears that the heavens only recognize John, not Pippin. We were told that all the education we had acquired meant nothing. So that if you are eloquent in Ga or in Chui, you are not intelligent. You are only intelligent in English. You can only be intelligent in French, in Portuguese. We now know that that is nonsense. And you know, when that great Nigerian musician in the 1980s, fella Nicola Pokuti said, "Teacher, don't teach me nonsense."
Oh, yes, Professor Piero Lumbumba here this morning. How did Africa cut up over mixed up educational system like the King's Chapel and other institutions in Nema County that have been found 150,000 by the Liberia school system that the Ministry of Education through the Nema County education officer, Mr. Francis Leggy. We will on tomorrow try to bring you Mr. Leggy to tell us more about this particular findings that have been imposed on the schools and for what reason, particularly the King's Chapel institution based in Ganta, Nema County, that refuses to send their children, the students, the 3rd graders, 6th graders, 9 and 12th graders. Most importantly, the 12th students were unable to sit for their test because of misappropriations of funds. Students pay their money. It was then reported that students pay their money for the purpose of sitting for the national exam, and unfortunately they were being denied by the institution reasons the institution was unable to present to WAS names of students, and they were unable to register students that supposed to sit for this public exam. Tomorrow we're going to dive into it, as we're going to have the students year for Nema County. That's Nema County students year, who are very, very much eager and disappointed within the institution for not sending their students for this public exam. On tomorrow, we will bring you live voices of students right here on Maggie's Morning Drive. And so, folks, this is disappointing for parents and students to tell you that students who were being denied have also been denied of some opportunity. What am I saying this? Who knows if they were to have taken this was 2025, 2026. Who knows the opportunity? You are a graduating students. You have graduated from this institution, and there is an opportunity for high school graduates, particularly students who are capable, qualified, which is students who have their WISE certificate and other documents from these very institutions. So these students will be denied this opportunity, and all is bonding on the administration of this institution, King's Chapel, and the Nema County Education Officer, Mr. Francis Legge, with the authority from the Ministry of Education. The principal of this school has been placed behind bar, and what for is that he is saying that the principal will be behind bar until fundings that were collected from students, the catch that were collected for students in the names of public texts, can be given back to parents who pay these funding for their students. Because it is unfortunate that you send your child, spend hard-earned money behind them, and at a point you are disappointed in such form and manner. It is not just good. It has the propensity to spoil the educational system. Back then, former president Mother Ellen Johnson Selby said the education system is a mess. It is not like students are not putting effort or administrators are not putting effort, but few groups of people trying to spoil the record, the legacy of which these institutions were built to serve their people. It is not so. So, folks, let me say many thanks to all of you. Many thanks to all of you for joining us every morning on the program Maggie's Morning Drive. We hope to be here tomorrow, same time. Let me apologize for that. Here this morning. So we like to say many thanks to all of our people who joined us this morning. Many thanks to all of you. So let me say many thanks to Zika Vlude, who brought us our news update. Many thanks to Abraham Toy, who served as our guest here this morning. Many thanks to the entire workforce of the media entity. Many thanks to our CEO, the foundation, the Maggie's Foundation. So at this junction, this I would love to draw curtains onto the presentation of the program Maggie's Morning Drive. My name is Patrick M. Davey. I'm here from Monday to Friday, bringing you information pertinent to the growth and development of this country. Have yourself a pleasant day. Bye bye, I'm out.